It's Friday, May 24th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. A little breezy. Hopefully it's not affecting the audio too much. I apologize if it is. But other than that, it's a very, very beautiful day today here in Palm Desert, California. About 95 degrees, maybe about 90, 92 degrees. But a stunning day. And we have a lot to talk about today. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to get right into it. I want to start with this. Yesterday, I didn't want to forget. I want to wish everybody a good, safe Memorial Day weekend. It's upon us right now, and I got to tell you, I'm a little taken back with the amount of people who hate this country and the amount of people who dislike people in the military. I know people who have kids who are in the military. And look, let me be very upfront. I'm not for building military bases all over the world. I don't like the direction that the country is heading in. That doesn't mean that I don't love my country. I love this country. I don't love the way it's being run. I don't like who is managing this country or the people managing this country. But I love this country. And it's shocking. There's so many people out there that dislike and have such a disdain for this country, yet they stay here and they do nothing about making it a better place. These are the people that won't even say anything to family members or friends because they're too scared, they're too nervous to have an opinion. They just hide in the closet. They won't even say anything. And you want to know why your country's going downhill? Because you do nothing about it, because you're so afraid you won't even say anything, let alone do anything about it. But it's amazing how many people live here, how many people try to get to this country to this day, and yet how many people have a disdain for this country who were born here, who should know better. Let me be very upfront with all of you. If we did not have great veterans, we would all be speaking German today, okay? Let me be very, very clear. We would be speaking German today without those great veterans. Again, I don't like the direction. I don't like building bases and trying to control the entire world. I don't think that was the intent, but we have some great people in the military. This is still the greatest country in the world, and it's such a disgusting, ignorant group of people who can sit there and just lambaste this country. If you don't like it, leave. If you don't like the direction it's going in, do something about it, but you're too afraid to even say anything to your friends, your family members. And you want to know why it's going downhill? Because of people like you who do nothing but sit here and go, it's terrible, but I'm afraid to even talk. Shame on you, how ignorant these people are. And if you don't like it, comment down below. Where's a better place to live right now? I want to know. Yes, this country has really gone downhill. We can all admit that. But would I leave it? Absolutely not. I sit here daily trying to get people prepared for what's coming because I love this country and I love the people of this country. And it's sad that we've fallen this far down. It's sad that we're getting involved in these wars. It's sad that we've got some very evil people at the very top. I understand that. But why would we just give up on it? Why would we not talk about it? Why would we not try to do something? Why are we not voting? And people will say, well, my vote doesn't count. We got to keep doing something, ladies and gentlemen. But just sitting here saying this is a terrible place, that is not going to fix any of our problems. It's certainly not going to fix this country. But to the people out here who don't like this country, who have such a disdain for the veterans, tell me where you're moving. Tell me where there's a better place that you could actually afford to live in, because more than likely you're probably getting government subsidy on top of it, and you're here because you get all the free money and the free food. But really disgusting when so many people gave the ultimate for us to be here today, so I could sit here and talk with all of you on your $1,000 phones and your $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 TVs and your big computers and your big screen TVs. People have no idea what the real world is like, that is for sure. But if you don't like something, you need to be doing something to fix it. So figure that out. Now, I want to get into some of the articles today. The first one coming from The Hill. Want to dodge Memorial Day crowds? You may want to avoid these destinations. Now, what I find interesting is that half the country doesn't even have $500 saved up for an emergency, but we're going to see one of the probably the second highest amount of people on record traveling for a Memorial Day weekend. And I want to know, where are these people getting their money? AAA expects some 43.8 million people to travel at least 50 miles away from home. So they're saying about 38 million people will be driving. The rest will probably be flying or getting on a train or whatever. That's second to only 2005's record 44 million who hit the open roads, the rails, the skies. Top destinations for this Memorial Day weekend: Vegas, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Those are the top 4 right there. I wouldn't want to go to any of them, to be honest with you. I'm from Chicago, and Chicago's actually on the list. New York is a sewer. Los Angeles, a sewer. San Francisco, a sewer. Vegas, I don't really drink. I don't gamble. So there's really nothing in Vegas for me. Nice to visit maybe once a year, every 2 years, but Vegas really does nothing for me. But, you know, really a lot of these places, Seattle, Washington, D.C., San Diego, I mean, I don't know. These are areas that have really, really gone downhill, and yet people are traveling to them. How are they doing this? Where are they getting the money? Half the country doesn't have $500 saved up, but we're going to have 44 million people, 43.8, almost 44 million people, hit the road, go stay at hotels, go out to eat, travel. How are they doing it, ladies and gentlemen? How are they doing it? So somebody's wrong here. Everybody's doing incredibly well, or people are using a lot of credit cards and running up a lot of debt. Rage against the inflation denialists. This on The Hedge today. We're living through the most destructive bout of inflation in 45 years, and it could get worse, ladies and gentlemen. Yet daily we are told that it's not bad and that it's nearly over with. I say completely wrong. McDonald's medium fries in 2019, according to this article, was $1.79. Today, $4.19. It's up 134%. The McChicken, $1.29 back in 2019, $3.89 today, up 201%. And it just gives some examples of fast food. And I highly advise that you don't go to a McDonald's. That's worse than smoking. You have to be out of your mind. You have to not have any respect for your health or your temple to be eating anything at McDonald's. Taco Bell, 2009, you could get a 5-layer beef burrito for $1.69. Today it's $3.69. It's up 118%. Chick-fil-A deluxe chicken sandwich, back in 2019, it was $3.65. Today, $6.55, up 80%. So prices continue to go up. Food away from home is up on average 26% since 2020. And the article goes on to say this too, because there's a lot of people that are in denial. And these are people that probably don't shop for themselves, don't put gas in their car. Maybe people who don't leave the house. Maybe they're living in some fantasy land or some bubble. But there are denialists. But you and I cannot deny what's happening in the real world. We don't live in a bubble. We live in the real world. The CPI does not include interest rate costs. Isn't that interesting? Excluding all servicing of debt, including mortgages and credit cards, which have exploded. Mortgages over 30-year, over 7%. A lot of people have taken out 8% mortgages. Credit card APRs 23 to 30% now. CPI cannot track shrinkflation either. So you're paying more, getting less. The box is smaller. That bag of potato chips? We got a bag of potato chips at Costco a week ago, and it was a large bag, $11.49 for a bag of potato chips at Costco. Almost all people now, at least most of you watching this video, can sense that the standard of living in America is plunging. You can sense that things are a lot different than they were a few years ago, certainly a lot different than they were 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, that's for sure. But I think most of us today, if you're watching this, can sense that things are plunging, especially if you're in the middle class. Your standard of life is plunging. The experts, ladies and gentlemen, according to this article, are lying to you. What do you think? The people on the television, are they lying to us? Do they have good intentions here? Are they being honest with us? I don't think so. I think anybody with a 5th grade education can pretty much figure out that prices are going up. Question is, are they ever going to come back down? When you go to the grocery store and you see where prices have gone in the last 3 years, do you think that they're ever going to go back down? I don't think they're going to go down much. New York Post, this McDonald's burger from 1995 is perfectly intact and even rats won't eat it. I was watching the video on this, and these two guys stored a quarter pounder with cheese back in 1995. They stored it in a shed. They said that the rats did eat the wrapper around the burger, but would not touch the McDonald's quarter pounder. As I said earlier, if you're eating this garbage, you are literally taking your life in your own hands. You have no respect for your body. You have no respect for your health. This stuff is worse than smoking. You don't even know what's in this stuff anymore. There was a time back in the day where McDonald's was actually good, many, many decades ago. I've cut McDonald's out a long time ago, and I'm happy I did. I would have their coffees now and then, but I've even cut that out now because so many people got on me with it. So I went out and got my own coffee maker. I do my own lattes, my own coffee, save a lot of money. It's higher quality, it's better tasting, but stay away from this poison, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody eating at a McDonald's today has lost their damn mind. This is pure poison. A rat won't even eat this stuff. They picked this quarter pounder up from 1995. What is that, 30 years ago? And it's hard as a rock, and it's all intact. Like if you looked at it, you would think that somebody just got that bought that burger today, but it was hard as a rock. A rat will not even eat it. Not good for you. Stay away from it. We should all be trying to improve ourselves, eating a little bit better, working out harder, learning skills and tactics. That's what we need to be doing. Not putting this garbage, this junk, this poison in our bodies. You can tell, if somebody's taking care of themselves, what they're eating, if they're working out, you can just tell, even their demeanor. I highly advise, as we head into this Memorial Day weekend, that you really take your health seriously. Wolfstreet.com, new vehicle supply turns into glut for many brands. Automakers roll out incentives, but not nearly enough. This was a really interesting article. And again, if you ever get a couple minutes, check these articles out. Inventories have surged to get this 2.84 million vehicles. That is up 51% from last year. Many brands have over 90 days of supplies. A bunch of them have over 100 days of supplies. A few of them have over 150 days of supplies. Now, a good, healthy supply is 60 days. So you see what's happening. I just drove by a CarMax in my area here a couple days ago. You cannot put another car on the lot. And if you look at the Chevy dealerships, the Ford, the Dodge, cars are piling up. The only one where I don't really see a lot of inventory is Toyota, but more than a year ago, that's for sure. But we have a lot of cars now sitting on the car lots. They, remember those car salesmen were selling you on the FOMO that you better hurry up and get a car. You're never going to have another opportunity, so you better overpay for this car right now. Now the incentives are going to be coming. I would never pay anything above MSRP at this point, only below. Otherwise, keep driving what you're driving. But it's amazing what a year can do. What 2 years can do. Remember when there was no cars on these lots and the FOMO was running wild and these dealers could charge whatever they wanted and they were making money hand over fist? Now who's going to buy these cars as people are losing jobs, as they have too much debt, they can't even get approved for a car loan, they have no down payments, they don't even have a job to drive to at this point. 25 to 30,000 cars are being repoed every day. What's going to happen to the auto market? And when does this begin to happen in the housing market? Now, I know that the FOMO still exists a little bit in the housing market that, there's not enough inventory, and if I don't buy a house this year, I'll never get one, and rates are going to continue to go up, and I'm just never going to be able to get one. The same song and dance, the same scam that they got people on, for a couple years in the car lots, they're still trying to do in the housing market. Look, bottom line, when you don't have a job, when you have too much debt, when your credit's being destroyed because you can't pay your bills right now, when people can't even make their car insurance payments or their credit card payments, how in the world are they going to go buy a house? And the people who have one, who can't even afford their home insurance at this point, how do they hang on? The people who went out and bought Airbnbs, short-term rentals, they're not renting. How are they going to hang on? You got to start asking yourself this and start connecting the dots where this is all going. This is not a healthy economy. This is not a healthy housing market. Sales are plunging. The auto sales plunging. They can't get rid of this stuff. Why? People don't have the money. They don't have income. They have too much debt. We have a lot of problems out there, and we're gonna see things really take a hit. The hedge. Many Americans say they will never retire. Well, of course not. More than 25% of US adults over the age of 50 say that they expect to never retire. Never. They can't. 1 in 4 have no retirement savings right now, while 33% have credit card debt of more than $10,000. Get this, 12% hold a balance of $20,000 or more in credit card debt. It says here, rent, mortgage payments, and everyday living expenses are forcing people to never retire. How are people going to be able to go buy a house? How are they going to go buy one of those new cars on the car lot for $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000? You want to go buy a nice pickup truck? $100,000. Who can do this? Very few people. People that are doing it are putting themselves deeper into debt. You know, they're financing these vehicles for 6, 7, even 8 years. I've heard even higher than that. These people, I mean, they're in a trap, a debt trap that they're never going to get out of. And then you got to think about this too. On top of all these people retiring, is you've got millions and millions of people here, the newcomers. They've got to live somewhere. They've got to eat. They need medical. They need debit cards. Who's paying for this? You are. So you're going to have to work a lot harder and a lot longer to pay for all the people that are coming over here, for the people who are here right now and the people who are on their way. Competing forces on rent. Where do we put 8 million newcomers? This from the hedge today, and more are coming. And there are many more than 8 million here, I can tell you that. The latest number I heard is about 45 to 50. Is there enough housing for all these people? But this is the latest addition, the 8 million, and more coming. Where are we going to put these people? And who's paying for where they're living at right now? The hotels, the Airbnbs, who's paying for all this? In order to shelter these people, you're going to be creating a lot more inflation. You're not going to be able to retire. You're going to have to work harder. You're going to have to pay more taxes because you got a lot of people to take care of. A lot of people. And, you know, for the people out there that, you know, don't like America, I love this country, but this right here is unacceptable. And this is what needs to be fixed immediately. Should have never been allowed to happen. You have a very, very few people at the top who are allowing things like this to happen. And this should have never been allowed to happen. And this is going to destroy this country if the good people of America don't wake up and say no more of this. We are not going to accept this. It's unbelievable. Peter Schiff, silver, has new support at $30. He says the traders who are selling gold and silver don't understand why the prices are rising in the first place. I think silver was up a little bit today. Gold was pretty flat, but it's holding around, what, 23.40, 23.50. It doesn't matter when the Fed cuts rates, he says. It doesn't even matter if they do cut rates. They never have to cut rates. The Fed could leave rates where they're at right now, and gold and silver should skyrocket. Why, you ask? Because they're too low. They're too undervalued, underpriced. The Fed aborted the hiking campaign too soon, and so it doesn't matter if they cut rates. Inflation is going higher. I agree 100%. They can leave it right here, right now. Inflation's going to keep going. They cut rates, inflation skyrockets. So no matter what they do, inflation is going up, and that means gold and silver will go up also. If you need a reputable place, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. I don't care if you buy it, you don't. I don't care where you get it from. I'm sharing with you what I'm doing, what my circle of friends and family are doing. It's up to you. You can go buy Barbie dolls. I don't care. Do whatever your heart desires. If you need a reputable place, if you're in the market, check out SD Bullion, link down below. But that's up to you. I know that that's going to trigger some people. It's amazing. You recommend buying something real, something that's gone up. If you've been watching this show for the last 6 years, 7 years, however long it's been on, and you bought gold and silver back then, and you're sitting on that gold and silver today, you did incredibly well. You did very, very well, and you've protected your wealth. But people get triggered with that because they can no longer afford to buy it. They have no preparations, no training, no skill sets. And so the best thing they can do is just criticize and judge while they have absolutely nothing. So it's really, really sad. And of course, people will sit here and criticize the United States and tear it down when they do absolutely nothing to build it up and help it. So this is why we have so many people that sit at home and play video games and watch Netflix and complain about their miserable lives, because they do nothing to improve it. They want to know why they're obese, why they're out of shape, why they're sick all the time. You sit on the couch all day and you don't do anything. Start moving. You want to know why things aren't great in this country? Because you sit around all day and complain and you don't do anything about it. Again, you're afraid to actually have an opinion because you might be judged. You're afraid to have an opinion because somebody might not like you. If you're afraid to even talk or have an opinion, we're in really big trouble. We probably will be speaking another language at some point. It won't be German, but maybe it'll be Chinese, because we will lose this country. And we'll probably lose it financially, economically, and that's it. So I'm going to leave it there today. One thing I think we could all do too, which we could all get involved in, is praying for this great country. Pray that this country can be saved, that we can bring this country back, and maybe bring back the people of this country who have absolutely lost their respect for this country, lost respect for themselves, don't want to work, don't want to be productive, just want things given to them. Not everybody, but a lot of people in this country. People who just don't even know their own history, people who just don't want things to get better. They just want to be where they're at. They just want to be a slave, a debt slave. And that's good enough for them. Sad, it really is, as we enter this Memorial Day weekend. Please, all of you, be safe. God bless America. God bless all the veterans. And I thank God every day that I can speak with you. And I thank God that I live here in the United States of America, and we still have a chance to improve this country and turn it around. If you don't care about it, then we won't. Then we will lose it. And then the place that you live next, you're going to wish that you did something about it, because what comes next is not going to be too nice. God bless America. Have a great weekend. Be safe.